morning. Today we are going to be finding the area of polygons. So you can see in the top left-hand corner of your screen, I put the area formulas for you to reference throughout this lesson. So this first figure is a triangle. So the way that I like to think of the triangle formula is either area equals 1/2 base times height, or area equals base times height divided by 2. So for this first problem, we're going to do area equals, our base is this right here, this line. So our base is 35, our height is 17, and then we're going to divide that by 2. So I would use a calculator with this because these are actually some pretty big numbers. So we do 35 times 17 is 595 divided by 2 is 297.5. And our units for area is always going to be squared units. So our answer to this problem is 297.5 inches squared. Okay, so this next figure is a parallelogram, and we can see that to find the area of a parallelogram, we do our base times our height. So our area here is parallelogram, we have 17 is our base, so that's this line right here, and our height is always perpendicular to the base, which means it forms a right angle when it hits the base, and that's 19. So if we do 17 times 19, that will be 323, and our units is yards squared. Okay, so this next figure is a rectangle. So in order to find the area of a rectangle, we do area equals base times height. So our base here is 40 feet, and our height, which is always perpendicular to the base, which means it forms a right angle, is 48. So if we do 40 times 48, we get 1,920, and our units is feet squared. Okay, so this next figure is another rectangle. So to find the area of this figure, we would do area equals base times height. So the area of this rectangle is, our base here is 10, and our height is 4. So 10 times 4 is 40, and our units is yards squared. So this next figure, for number 5, we notice that only one side is labeled. But if you look at the little tick marks that are on this figure, that is telling us that all 4 sides are congruent. So if all 4 sides are congruent, then we have a square. So to find the area of a square, we do side squared. So our area here is 7 squared, which is 49. So 49 feet squared is the area of this polygon. Okay, so this is another parallelogram. So this one's kind of tricky. So sometimes when you have a parallelogram that's turned on its side, which this one is, It's maybe easier to rotate the figure or your paper so you can see the bases on the bottom, like this. So now we have a clearer picture of where the base is and where the height is of our parallelogram. So in order to find the area of a parallelogram, we do our base times our height. So here, now that we turned it, we can see that our base is right here, which is 46, and our height is right here, which is perpendicular to the base. So it's forming that right angle, is 23. So 46 times 23 is 1,058, and our units is inches squared. So that is the area of the parallelogram.